guys, today is the 2nd of January, so it's a new year atmosphere here at home because I'm back in Russia. And what I'm going to talk about today is the Finnish education and about the first semester that I had there. It's the fall semester, and I already have some thoughts in my mind. Of course, it can be too early to come to conclusions about the education there after only 4 or 5 months, but anyway, I have some findings, and I think that even this period could show me the differences and similarities between the Russian education, the Finnish education, and could lead me to some conclusions. So let's start. The first thing, and I think it's a very important thing to keep in mind, is that in my opinion, only self-motivated people should study in Finland, because if you want to go there, you should definitely be such a person. And the reason for it is that nobody cares for your education, only you are responsible for it. And if you do not have this self-motivation, if you do not want to learn more, to know more, it's highly likely you won't get too many new things, you won't get too much knowledge that you would like to have, because nobody will make you do something. Nobody will make you learn something. If you do not want to do the task, you won't do it, and just it's your problem then. Teachers do not really care about it, because their main task is to guide you, to show you the directions, and to explain you something if you do not understand it. And that's why this inner, I don't know how to call it. I would call it the inner engine, because it's like something that motivates you, it's something that makes you work. It's very, very important there in Finland. The second thing that I noticed, and I noticed it because I'm Russian, and we are used to have rote learning at schools. We're used to learn everything by heart. We're used to learn a lot of information, and we are used to being checked every day, every lesson. And here in Finland, it's completely different. And maybe that's why when I came there and when we had our first lectures, our first classes, it seemed to me that I do nothing. Because there we had just conversations with our teachers, some games, some activities, lectures, and sometimes I really thought that, am I learning something? Am I learning something new, or am I just communicating with another person who is just older than me? And it was quite strange. It was the feeling that maybe disappointed me to some extent, because I expected something more. I expected something more intensive, maybe more knowledgeable, informative. And that was the point that disappointed me. And I think it mostly came from my origin and came from the country where I learned at school. So, but I had to get used to it, and but that feeling didn't leave me, and it doesn't leave me now. That maybe I get less than I should have got, and maybe I do not learn so many things, but at the same time it's also a good thing, because we are not given all this big amount of information that Russian students are given, and they do not really need this information. They just learn it and learn it and learn it, and after exams they just forget it, because they won't need it in a real life, in practice, during work. And it's also a good thing if we are talking about it in such a context. But I think that maybe everyone finds something for himself in this way of learning, this way of studies. What else I can say is that in the end of the semester, it became a little bit harder, but not in a way that I couldn't do the tasks. There were just more tasks than it was at the beginning. But anyway, these tasks were not hard. The exams were not hard. In general, the studies were not hard. And Another point here is that I had more free time for myself, for my life, for self-development, for reading. I had time for reading, and it's very unusual for me because I remember days back then at school when I had 5 days of school and I came back home late and I did my homework. And during the weekends, I also had like a little rest, and then I had to do my homework because we had a lot of it, and I didn't really have a lot of free time. And here I was a little bit lost at the beginning because I didn't know what to do with it, because I'm like, I'm studying, why do I have so much free time? But it's also a good thing if you know how to use this free time for your development and for your rest, of course, and to have this balance between your working life, between your studying life, and between your private life and rest and art and hobbies and other things that you'd like to do. I have three more things to mention here. The first one is that it was very unusual for me that so much attention is paid to the mental health of students, because we do not have such a thing here in Russia. And sometimes it was great because I'm like, it's great that someone is interested in how I'm doing and how I'm studying, like in a way that whether I'm coping with it or not in my plans, and someone is always ready to help me. But sometimes it was annoying because, for example, we had the class where we learned all the services that are given to us: library service, health care service, where we were talking about how to treat others and that we should respect them and all these things. Sometimes it was boring. I understand that maybe it's something that we need to know and that it's good to know it, but really, some things, they were too clear. They were not like, it's not very important to say them out loud. The second thing is that we had a lot of group work, and I can't say that I'm too happy with it because I'm not really a group worker, not in a way that I hate other people and I can't work with them. No, I can work with them, and I think that I even give more than others, and I try to make everyone work in a good way and try to help others. But because of my habit of working alone and of doing everything on my own, I think that maybe some other group members who understand how to work, they can feel uncomfortable with me because it's very hard for me to make someone else responsible for the task, because I'm such a kind of person who, again, prefers doing everything on my own, and maybe thinks that it's better if I do it alone and I can do it faster and something I can do better. And I it's hard for me to give this work to other people, but at the same time it's a very good experience, because I understand that in my future career, in my future life, I will have to work with people and I will have to delegate tasks if I will be the boss, or I will have to do the tasks that I'm given, and sometimes ask other people to help me because it's impossible to be good at everything. And it's always good for me because I had to find this common language. I had to communicate with other people, try to understand how to communicate them. And with Finnish people, it's not the easiest thing to do because they are not too communicative, and it went rather hard at the beginning, but it became better and better. And at the end of the semester, I was so happy because there are four, I think, or five other Finnish guys at the group in my group, and I was so happy at the end because they were very talkative and communicative and very kind. So they just needed time, and I'm happy that they had it. And now I think that actually our group was one of the best. And the last thing I'd like to share with you that happened during the semester, maybe not the best thing to share, but anyway, it happened. I wrote a complaint about one teacher, one class, and I had a discussion with the head of our program about it because I was not happy with it, and not only me, I would have questions if it was only me, but almost everyone was not satisfied with his performance, and was not satisfied with the knowledge that he gave us and how he gave us this knowledge. And the point of me mentioning it is not to show you that some teachers are bad or some students don't like some teachers. No, like, I think it always works like this, that there are teachers who you like and there are teachers who you don't like. But the point of me telling you this is to show you that it's so great that there at the university, if you do not like something, you can just come to the head of the school, or write a letter, or write whatever you think objectively, and he will listen to you, or she, if it's a woman, the head will listen to you and they will try to change the situation. I don't know whether it will change or not, but anyway, like, we don't have such a thing in Russia, because someone will tell you, just, you're a student, you don't have the right to do it, you can't say something bad about another teacher. And it's very sad. And there it was so it was a very great surprise for me that actually, especially Finnish people, they tell me that, yeah, it's a great move that you try to change something to improve it, and we agree that we don't like it, so continue doing it. Everyone was so responsive, and everyone was ready to listen to me and to the students, and it was a great experience. And that's what I like about Finnish universities. That's what I liked about education there, that you can actually say everything you think and be heard. So that was not a very quick, but anyway, a review of this whole fall semester for my first semester in the Finnish University. I hope that I gave you some important points here and maybe gave you something that can be interesting for you, because I think it's very important to have this insight into the Finnish educational system, just the truth about it, what I think about it. And if you have any questions, of course, you know that you can always ask me in the comments below, or write me in Instagram. There is a link in my profile in YouTube. So I'm always very happy to answer your questions. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.